Hey everybody, this is Peter Palmiotti, and this is Making Comics and Art. Welcome, one and all. This is Sunday edition of Making Comics and Art, episode 222 in the year 2022. So this is Chosen Few, Chapter 3, Page 7, Version 2. Version 2. Because you got to do the page over. Alright, let's get the cat hair off. Yeah, I have to fix my repeatograph first. But, welcome everybody, whether you're watching this live or after, and wherever you're watching it. How are you doing today? Taking apart my repeatograph so I can stick in a new cartridge. So just me today. One of the things I added below is Alison has a GoFundMe. If you want to contribute to that, or please give it a share. I'll be right back. I'm here. When you're dealing with repeatgraphs, sometimes ink gets places. All right. Good. Get you off me. All right. Yeah, she has a GoFundMe for, medical bills are destroying her. Yeah, I don't know anybody who lives on a fixed income that has medical issues that is able to get by. It's crazy. Hey, Shadowhawk Backs. What you doing on this Sunday afternoon? Welcome, sir. Good to see you here. All right. Repeatograph. Give me almost there. Takes a little to get it started. So yeah, this is a more exciting page from the graphic novel I'm working on called Designated. Created and written by Mark Torres to be published by Apex Comics Group. Fingers crossed. Supposed to be getting this done this month. This month has been nuts. Getting ready for Mother's Day with the in-laws. That's right. Shout out to all mothers out there. My mom passed away in the early 2000s, but shout out to my mom, Lillian, the greatest mom of them all. Nicholas here. Welcome, sir. How's your campaign going? The Relentless Tin Soldier, Book 2, is currently live on Indiegogo. I'm not sure if anybody here is has a wrench, but you can always throw it in there. And Landon's here. How you doing, man? Hope things are better in your world. Going well. And Shadowhawk backs. In other words, pre-grain drinks. Excellent. Going pretty good with Relentless. Excellent. And everybody's saying hello to everybody else, which is always good. Miss Rena's campaign went live the other day, and I think she's up to 3,000, 4,000 in her campaign. Am I going to remember the name of it? What is it? I want to say Bohemian Rhapsody, but that's not it. That's not it. That's crazy. Why is this giving me a problem? Come on. Rapidograph. You're not going smooth. I got to get work done here. It's been a while since I used my thickest rapidograph, so it's giving me a little challenge. But yeah, this month has been nuts so far. So anyone who I guess watched my last video, Lisa is back home from the hospital. Although she can't drive for 10 days, I think it's 8 days right now, which really pisses her off. She loves to drive. Everything she needs to do, she needs to drive. But this way she'll be home relaxing, taking a much needed break, and let other people do things for her for a change. Yeah, come on, man. Come on, we're pretty rough. Give me a break, Key. Give me a break. There. It's sort of kind of working. I'm just going to give it another couple of seconds to get it in gear. Come on. I might have to clean it out. Sometimes you got to do that. Let's see. Landon says, yesterday went pretty good for the free comic book day event. Made a few bucks and met a bunch of cool people. The folks at the local Atomic Comics were really awesome. Yes, Miss Rena had a pretty good lunch. Black Rhapsody. That's it. And he says, that's why I don't like rapidograph. Normally I don't have a problem, but sometimes. Got to head to work on the Sunday, and it's crazy. Have a great show. Thank you, sir. That crocodile creature that you're inking looks cool, Peter. Yeah, it's a I think it's some kind of holographic dragon. One of the characters' powers. Let's see if I do this, if it works. If not, I'll just go on to inking. Screw having borders. Yeah, this is going to give me a problem. I need to dip it in hot water, that sort of thing. Yeah, it's giving me troubles. I don't need it right now. Do it out. Do it out. So yeah, this okay. So I have the original pencils, which are not everything I ink nowadays is on pencils. But this project happens to be 99.9% original pencils. There is one page that I have the blue line, even though I do blue line in red. And it's lost amongst the rubble of my studio. The page was lost, so I have a copy of it, and the copy is somewhere in the stacks of my art or pages or whatever. That's okay. I'll find it one day. I'm far from done inking all the pages, so not going to worry about it right now. But yeah, this is a pretty cool. Well, that page is a giant splash of this creature, I believe, and that's probably from chapter 2, I believe. Anywho, I get ink all over me. Jesus Christ. All right, all good, all good. Yes, we lost two giants in industry, Neil Adams and George Perez. I believe I mentioned Neil Adams last time. My favorite work of his was the giant size Muhammad Ali versus Superman. That's pretty damn incredible. Neo was a fighter for creators' rights and did some super dynamic work in comics. I think I mentioned I really liked his a couple of issues of Avengers that he did back in the day. He did some gorgeous Green Lantern work. So much stuff. Did he officially do some Conan work? I know he's like did some Dynamite Conan illustrations at least, but he was all over the place back in the day. He'll be missed. And of course, George, I've told this story many a times. But George Perez was the very first comic book artist I met way back when, probably talking in the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. Is that accurate? Back when me and Jimmy were little, our dad heard about a local comic convention that was happening at a kind of a shitty hotel in Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn. And it was in the basement. It was a big open room. And all the dealers selling comic books and related materials were all along the walls. It was a dimly lit room, from what I recall. And now my quill is giving me problems. What's up with today? And dead center in the middle of the room, on a small table, was Judge Perez. Sort of the light beacon in the room. And he was just, doing his George Perez thing, drawing, and nobody was around him when me and Jimmy showed up, and we went directly to him, see what he was up to, who he was, and all that. And I remember Jimmy asked him 1,000 questions, and he was just very cool guy, extremely talented artist. One of the few that consistently kept his style. He was beloved by all. He was known for Avengers. He was known for, of course, Teen Titans. Some of the first prestige format books through DC Comics. But he's done a ton of stuff. Even did a book through, was it through Event Comics for Jimmy? Crimson something. I forget now. It's been so long. But George Perez, hell of a guy. And we've known for months, sort of got a message from George Perez stating that, his doctor said he didn't have much longer. So we actually got to say goodbye to him while he was still alive. Hell of an artist, hell of a creator, hell of a guy. And I met George, a bunch of times since that first time. But I'll never forget, he was the first I met in the industry. Could be your ink needs a little water to get it flowing. Well, I do add water to my quill ink, as opposed to the ink I use for my brush. Yeah, it's been a crazy sort of month. I really need to jam on a couple of projects and get a few other things out. And of course, the first week, it's technically the second week now. So the first week of the month has been nothing but trash. Everything going wrong. When Lisa was in the hospital, I was taking care of her cats on top of my own. But like I said, luckily she's back. So, I did visit her the other day, and she's still has a ways to go, but at least she's not in excruciating pain. And was happy to be back home. Well, one of the things I wanted to mention, besides, I did want to mention actually Neil Adams and George Perez, because that's on a lot of people's minds that are in this industry. And yeah, like May the 4th happened, and Free Comic Book Day, which I didn't have anything planned. Maybe next year. This year is all about finishing projects for me. And the fact that today is Mother's Day. I'm a cat daddy, so my cats do celebrate that. And well, speaking of cats, my cat, one of my foster cats, who I was trying to find a home for, somebody snatched him, and he's been gone a week tomorrow. So I'm pretty sure somebody took him in, because he's an indoor-outdoor cat, and that's Crash. Well, she keeps saying he. She acts like a him. Really awesome cat. And I found him a home and everything, but I couldn't contain him in the house, even if I wanted to. So if he doesn't turn up, then maybe I'll interest the person in another cat that needs a home. I am the mother of my cats. It's true. The mom, the dad, the best friend, all that jazz. So yeah, it's been nuts in my world, to the point of I was intending to stream 3 times this past week and only streamed once. Alison got hit by medical bills, and that's why she wouldn't have made any of the streams. She's still trying to figure out how to get by. And this month is going to be freaking big challenge for myself. I got one paying gig that I haven't gotten to yet. It's not a rush deal. It's just something. Whenever I get it done, then I'll get paid. And it's a cover for American Alchemist. That would be the 6th cover that I do for that. Once I'm done with that, then I'll ship out all the original artwork to Chris, because he wanted that. So more than happy to oblige. 6 excellent covers. Boom, boom, boom. So it's a pretty decent day here today. I think it's going to be in the 70s. It's 50 something at the moment. But we're going to have a string of 80s. And I might try to avoid streaming at like 4 in the afternoon because it's usually the worst time to stream, because later in the day that's when it hits my studio in direct sun, as well as the heat. And even though I have an AC here, it still gets uncomfortable. And yeah, definitely when I'm working on pages, I don't want to also be sweating. That could mess up your pages. Boom, boom, boom. What is that? Your foot? Okay. But yeah, seems like 3 holidays in a row. Free Comic Book Day, Star Wars Day, May the 4th, be with you, then Mother's Day. Crazy. And I know I mentioned Relentless, Tin Soldier, and Black Rhapsody. I know there's a lot of other campaigns going live. I should check some lists. One of the books I'm looking forward to is Joe Sontag's Reaper Destroyer on the 14th. So that's this coming week, right? That should do really well. Excited about that. You know, once I'm past this month, next month is a whole different kind of crazy nuts. But by July, I should be able to relax a little. Only focus on a couple of things. You know, my main focus this month is this graphic novel, Designated, and also Hawk of New York issue 7. So I just shared a post out of the cover. Randy's looking for anybody that wants to throw an ad in that book. I think there's two spots available. And that's Randy Bishop, the creator, and almost everything I'll be inking issue 7. I think technically he's done with the pencils. He might go back and tighten some pages up. He's already working on some production of it. And technically, I got most of the book to ink. I got only a couple of pages inked. So I'll be focused on that. And Designated. I started prepping the retro pages for flats What's Randy charging for an ad? I do not know. But I imagine it's not much. I think he mentioned the back cover and interior page. It says in the post. I reposted his post about it, so it says in there, and you can contact him directly for specific details. But man, issue 7 of his book. Wow, it's a lot for an independent comic. Yeah, I know he wants to grow his fan base more than what it currently is, but he's not so much into crowdfunding, or hasn't been, but he might cave one day. I keep trying to talk him into it. It's like, you should crowdfund Hawk and the Hawk. You can get a lot more fans to notice your book. One day, folks, one day. Do. I haven't been doing a lot of reading outside of, like, stuff on the internet, as far as comics and whatnot. But I do have all the issues finally of Hawk in New York, and I do want to read it. Read issue 6 that I helped out on, but I haven't read the other issues, so we'd like to get to that. Actually, I actually sat down and read a comic the other day. I got my hands on a copy of the new The Amazing Spider-Man, the new series with Zeb Wells and John Romita Jr. on art. I believe it's Scott Hanna on inks. I've read tons of John Romita Jr. books throughout the years, and was excited to hear that he would be on Spider-Man again. Frankly, I enjoy whenever he works on a regular series. So he's back up at Marvel. He's back on Spider-Man, who he's drawn before. And I read issue 1. I will say I'm interested, like, in possibly reading it, and that it heavily depends on it getting better or making more sense. I mean, it made sense, but I haven't been following Spider-Man, so some stuff I'm like, well, what's going on? Is this stuff that happened in other books or previous issues that I'm not aware of? We'll see. I thought the writing was okay, and the art was okay. I wasn't blown away by it, but sometimes that's how it goes. Just looks like another average issue of Spider-Man. Boom, boom, boom. You know, I haven't read a lot of Marvel and DC since the 90s, really. You know, a bunch of random stuff. More focused on independent comics and creators and picking up their books. You know, I just pledged to George Medina's Wonder Duck, and that looks like fun. And that's currently live. Previous to that, I forget now. Pledged to a couple of Tragedy 3 is currently being funded on Kickstarter. And one other book. Lori, who was on the channel, The Path. What was the title of her book? The Path of the Pale Rider. In which people no longer die and things get really weird. Now, this is the worst month for me to pledge to anything because my finances are leaning towards being in bad shape again. So I got to figure out a way out of that. Such is the ever ongoing battle with freelance. There's a piece I'm dying to show off as well as sell, and actually it's a piece that Nicholas Gear had me ink that I really like, and I know others will as well. And I think that will go for a pretty penny. That will cover some of my bills. But he's not showing it until colors are done. It's currently at the colorist. Not sure if it's a rush job. I think it's just an average. When you get this done, because it's not part of any campaign. He's got Relentless Tin Soldier 2. Then he has the Relentless Tin Soldier teams up with Phantom Shadow, and I did a cover for that, which looks gorgeous in color, as well as black and white, of course. That I believe comes later this year, in the fall, perhaps. But this other cover slash fan art, I don't believe has a home. At the moment, it might eventually. Oh, of course, as far as live campaigns right now, there's a new She book out. I've always liked She, but I'm sorry, Billy Tucci. You gotta get your books inked for me to pick it up. Yeah, I love them, but I think your books would look better if they were inked. You know, I've done some stuff back in the day for Billy. Demon Gun miniseries for him, as well as I actually inked She in the first Razor annual. There's a she razor team up, and I inked a couple of pages over Billy Tucci pencils. And Jake reminds everybody, don't have to pledge for my comic. That is true. If you follow Jake on Twitter, you can read it. Read it there. So the launch of Billy's book had a bunch of well-known creators hanging out, talking with Billy, just, part of the launch party. And two of those people I kind of know, my brother Jimmy and Amanda Connor, my sister-in-law. For those that still don't know, that yes, we're related. Shame on you for not knowing. You are no longer my friend. No, that's okay. Not everybody knows everything. And yes, even though my money is tight, I will find a way. I'm excited to go see the new Doctor Strange movie. And luckily, I haven't seen any spoilers, so let us continue down that path. Let me do this. So let's do a little ads for myself. Subscribe, like, comment, and still need to get my channel up to 4,000 watch hours. So keep watching. Watch all my other 750 videos, more or less. Yeah, there's lots of great content. Go check out some. Like everything, watch everything. And I appreciate each and everyone who does. And also, if you really want to support us, there's my Patreon, there's Alison's Patreon, and many, many links down below the video. Currently streaming in multiple places on Facebook and my Twitch, as well as YouTube. For anybody who hasn't noticed, my videos do get seen by more people when I do that. But my views on YouTube aren't more, and that's really what I want. I want people to go to my YouTube and watch it there. Alison and many other people like sort of doing multiple streaming everywhere. And I see where that's fun and everything, but I also really want to get my views up beyond 100, and it's rare that happens, at least recent times. My channel's been fluctuating as far as viewers and whatnot. As with everything. It's a Sunday, so I don't expect a ton of people to come around to watch it live. Um, but you know, do 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 do. It's a little weird. So what else is going on? Yeah, at this point in time, because of my crazy schedule and life and things, probably not going to stick to, a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 4 p.m. schedule. More than likely, what I'm going to do is just stream when I can for as long as I can and just leave it at that for this month and the foreseeable future. Because, when I try to hold myself to a regular schedule when things are this crazy, it never seems to work out. So better to just jump on and do it when I can than to plan something that never happens. So I haven't haven't eaten lunch yet, but I will do so after the stream. It's rare that I get a chance when my cats leave me alone and people aren't trying to call me and all that. So I gotta take advantage of the quiet moments. The quiet moments. Oh, it's funny when we had now I'm blanking on his name. The Barton brother. When we had the Barton brother on, he was telling me I have a voice fit for radio or something to that effect. Anyway, I mentioned my doing YouTube for years now, and before that I had a podcast, and before that I was part of an actual radio show on the radio. It was an Asian radio station, but they had us on. I think we did it Thursday nights. That I did with Mark Torres. So it was me, Mark Torres, and a bunch of our friends. Some different people at different times. We did it for a while. And Mark paid for it out of pocket. He paid for it. Initially, it was a half-hour segment. Then we did a whole hour. And I was sort of, comic industry news, which I stole from whatever was happening online. Jake says, "Don't stress it." Yeah, it's like I would like to have a schedule where people could just show up and know that I'll be there. But yeah, it's not happening at the moment, so I'm not stressing it, or not totally. Oh, so the the title of this episode. Let me go to the theme. Is be careful out there. And I wanted to talk at least a little bit about something that's been happening recently, mostly on Instagram. Um, some people said it's happened to them on Twitter. I believe a few other people mentioned Facebook, YouTube, but people have been getting hacked, and uh, that's not cool. Like losing their accounts or just having real big hassles. I know Landon had his Facebook and Instagram hacked. He's gotten them back under his control. Some people have lost their accounts and started new ones. And in fact, like somebody who I follow, I got a message from them a while back, and it sounded suspicious. And I was like, "What are you talking about?" Until I finally just like figured, okay, like that's not the person I'm following. That's somebody's taking over their, account, and they're trying to get me to do something that will allow them control my Instagram and let me just not talk to this bot or person or whatever it is. But I got a message this morning, and they were like, "You still there?" Still wanting to scam me. So I just blocked the person, and made a comment on to the person on their Facebook saying, "I think your Instagram is hacked." And I think they're pretty much aware that something's been going on. So, in the infamous words of from NYPD Blue back in the day, I love that. I'm not I don't normally watch cop shows, or I don't normally watch medical shows, but there have been exceptions. But NYPD Blue was a show from back in the day that I loved. And I'm not even sure what you call the person who gives out all the tasks to the various cops on the day. And one of the last things that the guy always said was, "Be careful out there." Well, a lot of times on that show, cops would get shot a lot. So it was a great show. I think around the same time was ER. I used to love ER as well. There have been other great police shows and other great medical shows. Usually I lean more towards. Back in the day, I watched more sitcoms. Not so much nowadays. Well, I guess technically you could say some of the programs I watch are sitcom-y. On HBO Max, there's a show called Made for Love, which I find hysterical. It's like idiotic at times. I don't know most of the actors' names, but Ray Romano's in it, and he's hilarious. He's always funny. He's always fun to watch. And it's kind of a weird premise. I guess you could say it's kind of like sci-fi-ish a little bit. what could I do? Let's do a little up here. I hear people outside, and the first thing I think is somebody's going to knock on my door. Hopefully they won't. Leave me alone. I'm working. I work every day. Yeah, I got so much to do this month. And somehow I'll get through. And next month I'll be at Heroes Comic Con, June 24th to 26th. If anybody's going to be there, come by and say hello. I'm pretty sure Philip Rossett, I mentioned Tragedy 3. Philip Rossett is the writer, creator of that. He's also my art rep. I believe he'll be there. Right now, one of the things I gotta handle is to actually have a place to stay while I'm there. I do have a ride there and back, I believe. So that's covered. But I've never been there. So definitely looking forward to that. I once worked on a book called Tribulations, and that was a friend of mine, Lyle Pollard, and him and a bunch of other people I know always go to Heroes Con. Not 100% sure if they'll be at this year's, but it is HeroCon's 40th anniversary, so they've been going 40 years. It's about time I show up. Boom, boom, boom. So yeah, this month is about making as much progress on things as I can. Hopefully close out a few things. And down the line, once I get, should I make that black? Make that black. Once I get retro fulfilled, then I'll be doing a campaign on Indiegogo for those that missed it on Kickstarter. So sometime in the fall. What's the random rocks coming from? I don't know. There's always random rocks floating in the air when there's something exciting going on. Don't you know? I think I hear somebody playing basketball. It's like kids across the street are into that. You always hear a thud, thud, thud somewhere in the distance. Thud, thud, thud. So yeah, people getting hacked on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Mostly Instagram. I hear more and more people getting hacked on Instagram. The best way to do things there is don't talk to anybody in your DMs. But if, like me, you do talk to people there, make damn sure it's them. Because the bots can even sound like people talking. So if they don't know the name of your firstborn or favorite pet or what town you grew up in, then don't deal with that. Hey, it's Gibran, the biggest mother of them all. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers in the chat. Welcome, buddy. Hope you're having a good Mother's Day. So I heard, is this true? Because I haven't been following a lot, but I did hear that Jeff is sticking with streaming Thursday nights. Is that true? Since you stream with him or have in the past, I believe you're still streaming together with the Jeff and Gibran show. Is that true? I have so much I want to accomplish this year. It's basically what I can do is what I'll get done. And Jake says Gibran's been dropping some fire tracks. Yep, Gibran making music, which he posts to his Instagram. Follow Gibran Redinger there. Listen to some musics. Also, Marshall Lee produces sounds. There as well. So I was talking about campaigns. I wonder when Richard Friend is going to go live with his book, Blaster Kid. I think he's still working on the last issue of his heavy metal miniseries. And I think he wants to be 100% free of that before he does a Blaster Kid campaign. So Gibran says yes. Thursday at 12:30 Mountain Time. So, 12:30, 10:30 Mountain Time. That's 12:30 Eastern Time, I believe. All right, stop your crazy in and out focusing. Oh. All right. It calls for more action. I'll open up my webcam program because it doesn't want to behave. And of course, now it's standing still. Okay. Now if it opens up, I'll still turn off the automatic focusing. So, what's this? Do, 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 do. Yeah, so much to get done this year. It'll give me and depending, like, I might still have projects that go into next year or whatever. But yeah, once it's the program, see how long that took. Turn off the autofocus, and that won't happen. Okay. Once I'm officially done with all the projects I want to get done, then I'll start planning more conventions. Speaking of Gibran and Jeff, I would love to get up to Colorado one day. Colorado, Arizona, Los Angeles, Vegas. I have friends in all those areas. It'd be nice to, head out west or see a bunch of them. If not during their conventions, then we could do store signings. Once I get the first issue of my book out and have a bunch of copies, I can travel around and do a bunch of comic store signings. I'm still mostly known for my work on Aquaman, to the point where people are still asking me, do I have pages from the book that I want to sell? And my answer is, I sold all the Aquaman pages I had back in the 90s. So quit asking me. I probably sold them when I was still working on the book. So, had I known 30 years later or whatever it's been that people would still be asking me for pages, I would have held on to a bunch of them for a lot longer. As it is, I do have a stack of artwork, and at some point, maybe during a stream or something, I'll do an auction. See if I can get rid of. I really want to get rid of everything I've done previous to the past year or so. So anything old, I'm getting rid of. It's not a ton. I've sold a lot of artwork, gave some away. Being an inker, you don't get, when you're working on traditional pages, you only get a third of the pages back. So, that's kind of a perk of working over digital pencils, that you do have more original artwork. Although, people aren't, out of their chairs to get inks that are over blue lines as much as original pencils. But it's still the inks, folks. It's just still the inks. So a while back, I mentioned that my town had a public public bathroom, no, public pool that they pretty much leveled. It's no longer a pool, and it's right now it's no longer a hole in the ground either. They filled it in. So it looks like there's no public pool and no plans to make another pool somewhere. I do have a lake, like walking distance, like just blocks away from where I live. But it's a no swimming lake. I could take out a rowboat, or I can fish. I'm not so much of a fisher. I like hang out in water in a boat, but I fished once and that was it. It's just not my thing. So who's watching that hasn't spoken up? What are you working on? What's coming up that you're excited about? Let's get some more chat going. Otherwise, I'll just leave. Or something like that. I've gone over an hour, so technically I got my stream in. And I'm kind of starving, so not sure how much longer I'll go. I don't want to pass out on stream. Although maybe I'll get more people watching it. Peter passes out on stream. Look, and the stream's still going. When will he regain consciousness? Then I'll get 1,000 views on my video. I watched the finale to Moon Knight, and I will say, it was really, really good. It's definitely if you're a fan of the whole MCU and what they got going on, I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll like it. once I do, like, catch up on a lot of work and don't have as insane a schedule, I could picture myself for like 3 or 4 months where I'll be able to revert back to, like 9 to 5, 5 days a week, and that's that. During which time I'll put real effort into, a ton of things that I've been wanting to do for a long, long time. One of which is getting a newsletter, get set up my own Discord. There's something that actually Gibran has covered that I want to offer up. If you sign up to my newsletter, which I got to set up, it's like 100 things that I don't have time for any of that right now. For me, it's just about working on books, working on covers, working on retro, my own book. But eventually, get all that stuff out. All right, so we got no takers. All right, so yeah, I think I'll wrap up. I will be coming back, like I mentioned, no standard schedule, but I am interested in streaming longer when time allows and so forth. And yeah, I'll work on cleaning out my repair grass so I could do the borders of this. Yeah, just making a lot better progress. Yeah, just randomly inking pieces of this as I go forward. This has been designated created and written by Mark Torres, Jade Smith on pencils, mics. We'll see who eventually calls it. Apex Comics Group will be putting it out. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Have a great day. And just a reminder, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Like, comment below the video, and watch my channel, watch my videos so I can get past 4,000 watch hours. And if you want to support me and my co-host, who's usually here, but she's at her mom's right now. We both have a Patreon. The links are down below, and many other links, as well as my Facebook comic making group, which is Create Your Own Comics Group on Facebook. If you haven't joined that, please join, and you can share out your projects there. That's it for now. You could also tip me. I have a PayPal.me where you can directly tip me if you wish. But yeah, I'll